Chromatic metal and condensed carbon. Well, well, yeah, my PS5 is still back. My PS5 is still in the shop, so I'll have to play. My plan was to play Borderlands 4 on the PS5, but I'll just end up getting it for the Xbox. Because I don't have my PS5 back yet.
Technology recharge.
It blew up. So we have lots of power outages where I live, and yeah, during one of the everything. So when the PS5 is notorious, I guess I didn't know this. The PS5 was. PS4. My PS4 is still going strong. I don't use it anymore. It's in storage, but when it's in rest mode, anytime like the power goes out or something and you go turn the PS5 back on, it gives you a warning. It's like, you shouldn't disconnect the power source when it's in rest mode. It can cause damage. And during one of the power outages, it was in rest mode, and then I went to go play Destiny 2 one morning, turned it on, and it booted up into safe mode. And it just, from there, it went into this cycle of it wouldn't boot. It wanted me to try to install an update manually. That didn't work, and then it defaulted back to Japanese language for the menu, and then it just went into this death loop of corrupted file, can't load the update. So I have an extended warranty on it, so that took about 2 weeks to get them to get all the paperwork in order, and then I sent it off about a week ago. I got a message from them on the 3rd. Today's the 8th. They got it last week, and then on the 3rd they said it was in for diagnostics to see what's wrong with it and if it's something they can repair or if they're going to have to replace it. So I don't know. And then like today, we were streaming No Man's Sky earlier today, and the power went out, and I've never somebody told me to get a I didn't even know these existed, to be honest with you. I think Joe California was the one who told me there's like, and I'm gonna get one now to save myself from potentially having something blow up on me. Because my office is extremely safe. I've got 2 dedicated circuit breakers for all of my lines in here. I've got a dedicated circuit breaker for the air conditioner, and I've got 2 surge protectors for all of my electronics. So I am essentially double protected because I have the circuit breaker coming in, and then I have my surge protectors. So theoretically, you're protected from that. Yes, an uninterruptible power supply. I didn't even know those were a thing, to be honest with you. And so I haven't been worried about it yet because like all my laptops are fine because they have batteries. The Xbox doesn't do the same thing as the PlayStation when it is in rest mode. But like today, I was playing the Xbox. We had started the stream and I was 10 minutes in and all the power just went bonk. And that kind of shit can still fry my Xbox even. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend the money and get one of those because I didn't even know those were a thing. So that's on the list to get. But yeah, that's why I pay for extended warranties on everything, so that if something does go wrong, this is my work equipment. So use it. Yeah, useful for those reasons I have just talked about. Exactly. Yeah, perfect. So Yeah, it's very frustrating. But we do have a lot of power outages where we live, and it's because the power grid here is just um, really old, and also people are not wired into the power grid correctly. Um, so here's a perfect example. 2 days ago, we have a neighbor around the corner who he has a little body shop, right? Car mechanic shop. I'm in here working, and it's like 12:30 noon, and all the lights in our house just start flickering, like just going dim, dim, but they're flickering like this. They're just like this. And I told Chris, I was like, I guarantee you, our neighbor is using his welder. And she goes outside. She goes, yes, he's using his welder. And so it's literally what he has done, because whenever our power goes out, he still has power, because he's on a different his house is on a different line than ours. However, he has, I don't know a polite way to say this. I'll just say it in a plain way. He has wired his welding machine and his shop illegally into our circuit line for our block. And so what he's doing is he's running his welding machine without paying for electricity, because he has wired his electrical illegally up to our power line, and his house is on a different power line. And so what that causes, and there are a lot of people who do that. So what that does is it causes an issue where there's an overload on the transformers and things, and so when it's an older power grid and you live out in the middle of nowhere, and yeah, that's the kind of things we have to deal with. Like frequent power outages because of shit like that, where you've got, people who have wired themselves up to the grid in a way they're not supposed to, and so it's overloading all of the breakers and circuits and transformers and stuff. And it's and for those who know anything about electric, like, we are on 110, so it's old school. There's I would have to go to the power company and specifically request a 220 down wire, and I don't even know, because everything here was wired 20 years ago. Yeah, I'm not going to invest in a solar for here. And today was a brownout, so I started the stream and then it went boom, and then the power came back on, and then the lights just kept going down and back, and then the power went out three more times, went out 4 times over the course of 45 minutes. And the water went out as well. There's one singular pump that runs water for the whole town. So something was going on with the water pump, and it was flipping breakers for the main city grid. So, I mean, what can you do? I would have to, so yeah, everything right now is wired to 110. And so if I wanted to get a 220 line, so what I have discussed with Chris, because we're not wanting to, there's no plan to stay here long term. The plan is to stay here as long as it takes us to save up money to buy a better place up the mountain, and then we will rent this place out while we move up the mountain and renovate that place, and that's our forever home. So we're trying not to put a ton of money into this place. And but one of the things we have discussed is getting it, because the way they do it in the US is every house has a 220 and a 110. So the 220 gets pulled for all your things like the air conditioner units, the washer dryer, the dishwasher, all that stuff. And then the 110 is for lights and plug outlets for vacuum machines and all your electronics and stuff. But here, because the place is 20 years. When I moved, I've got a video up on the Homestead channel for those of you who have never watched this. You should go back and check this out. When we moved in here, the breaker box on the front of the house, there was a single old, and it's still there. There was an old box with the old lever that you pull, right? And then you open the box, and it had two of the little glass circular fuses that you plug in that look like a little, for better lack of a, that looked like that. They're a little smaller than that, but you plug them in, right? There was 2 of them. That's all that was here. There was no circuits for the whole house. There was 1 circuit and 2 breakers running the whole house because it was installed 20 years ago, and this is we're in the middle of nowhere and it's old school. So I had to, I had some guys come from the power company who worked on the side, and they came out and ran. So I think I have a 6 breaker box, and I've used 4 of the breakers. And I've got 1 dedicated line for my air conditioner, 1 dedicated line for all my office plugs for this office, and then we've got a 3rd breaker, a 3rd circuit that's running everything for the kitchen, so our fridge, microwave, all those outlets are running on a 3rd, and then the 4th one I think runs out to the outside, so that we could run like an outside washer and dryer and outside stuff as well. But then all of the original, so all the lights in the house run on the original wiring from 20 years ago. So if you've ever sat here and watched my streams long term, you'll notice that when the air conditioner kicks on, the lights flicker for a minute. Every time my AC kicks on, the lights will flicker for a second. And that's because there's shitty wiring somewhere in here, but it's all buried inside of concrete block. And so it's not just a simple thing of like pulling. So like when they installed my circuits, they literally had to run plastic conduit on the outside of the block wall everywhere to run my to run all the wiring for the things that I wanted to get wired. So it's all in. It's literally, I just have, if you go look on the exterior of my house, there's just plastic conduit running all underneath the eaves of the house where all the new wiring is located, because all the original electric is inside the walls, and they didn't just, they couldn't just pull it for the things they needed to do. And then yeah, and then like when Chris runs the washing machine in the afternoons, sometimes the pulse of the machine, you can watch my office light will pulse in time with the machine as it's pulsing, because the circuit for all the lights, I'm pretty sure it's at the box. I would, but I don't do electric. I just need to hire somebody to come back in. But something is shorting out somewhere. It's fun stuff. Which is why the solar and battery was something I considered when I moved here, but the cost would be, to be honest with you, the cost to do it the right way would probably be as much as we paid for the place, and I'm not willing to do that. It's like, I'm not going to spend that much money to put solar power here for a place that we're only going to stay for another 2 to 3 years. But I do want to get solar at the next place we get up in the mountains. I definitely want to get solar up there. It's called living in the boonies, kids. New Zealand runs on 240. Really? Not really, champion. I mean, it has a lot going for it. When I started playing last year, I got sucked in hard for about 6 weeks, but then I think Like Starfield had a DLC, Cyberpunk 2077 had a DLC. Do I have a keybind video for Star Wars Republic? No. I just use the default stuff, Stigman. I use all the default keybinds in Star Wars Republic. Man oh man, do I wish that game had controller support. Because if it had controller support, I would play it all the time. What's up, Blue? I mean, it's wishful thinking. I don't know. Broadsword has done a lot of improvements to the game since they took over a couple of years ago. So it's within the realm of the possibilities, but I don't know. No one knows. An energy shield and a deflector shield. No, I want Starship Tech, please. Install Corvette shield module. Oh, it wants me to install 3. Oh, massive thunder outside, guys. The storm is here. We've been waiting on that storm. I thought it was going to happen like an hour or two ago, but it's just now getting here. Shield modules. Are you shitting me? These things are hideous. Is it letting me install it inside somewhere? Can I see it when I'm inside, or how does that work? Well, screw it. It's just... There's one. High energy shield. Unfortunately, I don't have a third. I think I have to buy a third, probably. Are those under advanced modules? I guess I gotta find one in here. Ion barrier, does that count? Because I've already installed a deflector shield. Does it matter? Trade a ducting joint. Exchange odds unlikely. That's lovely. That's awesome. It's like, yeah, they don't really care about that one. The value's not that good. Trade offer declined. Oh, there we go.
Product received.
Thank you very much. Now, I don't know where it actually put those. I think it put them up there in that, like, that thing in front of us. I just wasn't sure what it was going to look like on the inside, but I think we're good to go. A phase beam array and a torpedo launcher. Can I do any more tech, or am I locked? I think I have to do inventory at this point. Oh, I see what you mean. It installed them and they are in here. Okay. Upgrading class gets you more tech slot rows. Okay. Something I just noticed though was I didn't notice that that's what it was doing here. So these actually, once you install them, fuck, I never noticed that. So if I move those over here, like, I don't know what works what with here. That's the hyperdrive. These are jets. That's a photon can. Like, I probably need to rearrange all this stuff then. Do those go with the... They do. Oh, shit. Well. Fucking A, man. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day. And then I've got, like, what is the landing gear attached to? Because I've got other landing gear over here that I could probably put... Hang on! Oh my god! There was a bunch of stuff that you can connect together that I had no idea with. That goes with photon cannon array. Jesus. That's a little more organized. It's still not perfect, but yeah, it's really interesting. The shield goes with the other ones. Hold up. Okay, it's good to know. It's really interesting what they are doing with, because they're building Light No Fire and it's on the same engine, and so these systems that they're designing for Light No Fire, they are also putting into this game as free updates. So it's essentially it's development on a new title that's being paid for by this game, and it also allows them to test in a almost in a beta environment, so to speak. Yeah, it's production test environment. It's really interesting the way they're doing it. I don't have anything to connect to the rocket launcher, I don't think. And nothing for the pulse engine, which is fine. Wait, pulse engine goes with the engine modules? Hang on. I'll be damned. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of linking in here I wasn't aware of. So I think the rocket launcher is the only thing that's not linked at the moment. Fuck, I had no idea. I didn't know that when you were installing the things on the outside that they're also putting them in here to the tech slots. I just never paid attention to that. Cray cray. Alright, next one is install Corvette damage modules. Himalaya says the first 3 of any type get installed as tech slot items. I'm not going to remember that tomorrow. Install Corvette modules to increase damage potential. Did you get? Oh, you got the garden going, Lou? I do love tomatoes, actually, in real life. So I'm assuming that means I have to install weapon modules? Which I'm just gonna strip them off after I'm done. Dive from the Corvette? Am I about to go skydiving, everybody? Penny buns are mushrooms, garlic. We harvested a lot of them in Tales of the Shire, but they also appear in Enshrouded. You harvest them or you can plant them in a garden. And you need them for like healing potions and stuff in Enshrouded. Alright, collect reward. So I can't upgrade tech slots anymore of the ship. I have to upgrade the class. Conflict scanner. Esgrek says you can tell. Hang on. Tell which pad your covers up by looking at the symbol on the teleport pad. It'll say which one is yours. How so? The icon? I never noticed that. Thank you for the tip. Okay. What's next? Embark. That's an optional one, which we're not going to do because we're not doing multiplayer. Fall for 60 seconds from a Corvette. So I'm assuming I just go to a planet and then jump out when I'm in Atmo. Alright, I think this is good. Alright. Wow. Just I hope I survive. This is nuts. Oh my god, this is nuts. Wait, we might be too high. I think we're still too high because we're just floating. I think we gotta go down a little bit. No, hang on. Wrong click. It's late. Why do I need an airless planet? And how do I know what's an airless planet? Can I just go down? Like, how do I get myself to the point where I start falling? Well, I'm definitely not. Everybody says it's more impressive in third person. Well, currently I'm just floating. Parachute? That's what jetpacks are for, man. Jesus. I don't know how, I'm just gonna keep going down this way and see what happens. How do you know at which point you're free falling? That's it right there. I'm assuming this is it. Boy, you better hope I don't die. I'm gonna be squished like a pancake. I don't think I'm gonna be able to fall for long enough. Oh, this counts. It's still counting. Oh no! Aww. Oh my god! Help! Now, is it gonna, does it reset, or can I do it again and continue from where I picked off? Continue from where I left off. It resets. Wow, that was a bomb. Well, I'm really curious about how do you, like, how do you know when you're at the level? All right, hang on. Well, I don't. Maybe I just don't know what level I need to be to start the dive. Because apparently I was flailing and not diving. Because you're saying I can angle up. No, I'm still just flailing. Yeah, not sure what I'm doing wrong.
Toxic protection falling.
Oh, it's an airless planet. Now, so there's no atmosphere for me to be falling against. Okay. That makes way more sense, because everybody's saying airless, airless, and I didn't know why you were saying airless. However, now I'm out of launch thruster fuel. Damn it! So I'm gonna have to craft something else. Metal plating.
Technology recharge.
Well, apparently I don't want to do it on this planet because this is an airless planet. So how do you know a planet is airless? I'm confused. I'm confused by chat. I have no idea, like, how to even see what, like, a supercritical planet. Like, how would you know a planet is airless, and why do I need an airless? These are the things that confuse me. Let's go try over here. I don't know. So, how do you know when you're just hitting atmosphere? That's another thing. And how do you know a planet has air? Like, my chat is being loaded with all sorts of stuff, and I'm not, like, how do you know a planet has air? Like, what? I don't see anything here that would tell me that it has air or not. So I'm, you say somebody was saying look at the discoveries. That's great, but how do I know a planet has air or not? Because I don't see anything here that would dictate that a planet has air or not. So that one says airless planet. Find that icon. Like I'd never noticed that before as a thing. So what's the difference in an airless planet? Do you float longer? Because every time I've jumped out, I've just been like, my character's been flailing. And I noticed in the trailer they showed people actually skydiving. Like they were like arms, they were like spread eagle and like going down through the atmo. Second question: how do I know like when I've hit atmo? What's the visual thing to tell me that I'm in atmo? That right there, entering gravitational range, perhaps? Okay. So let's see if I still go flailing. Well, I'm still flailing. I have no idea how to angle it like you guys are saying. And also, I don't know how to do what they were showing in the trailer. By the way, did I get it? No. Alright, we got it. I'm very curious how to do what they were showing in the trailer, though, because in the trailer, they literally showed people, like, spread eagled, and they were, like, doing, like, movements and stuff. And my character's just, like, flailing. He's just like, I'm gonna die! Whoa! I forgot about that. Alright, hold up.
Sentinel drones activated.
No. Get me up to why can't I click on my ship? Why can't I click on the crap? We're gonna be in combat now. Maybe not.
Hostile scan detected.
You have to be face down. I have no idea how to be face down to trigger the. No clue. No idea. I may have to look up somebody's guide on how to do the skydiving thing properly to get, like, to have it look like the way it looked in the trailers. All right. Oh, never. I just. I thought you meant like put your face down when you're skydiving, and I'm like, I don't know how to do that. You're literally saying, look down. The teleporter thing is down. Oh, that's funny. Okay. If the skydiving animation is not working, you may have to restart. It gets bugged sometimes. Copy that. Rocket boost plans. Yeah, that's the animation I want to see. I want to see my character doing that whole skydiving thing.
Technology installed.
Equips the exosuit package with advanced jump capabilities, allowing the user to take huge leaps with ease. Awesome. Okay. Off the radar. Instantaneous warp, even when conventional systems are blocked by starship combat. Ooh. I would need a warp cell. And then I have to smuggle something. Cool. Well, that's going to have to be next time, everybody. I'm almost 4 hours in. I did not plan on playing 4 hours tonight. But I was having fun, man. Tomorrow morning, we will be back into Dune Awakening as Chapter 2 and the Lost Harvest DLC kicks off. Supposedly, they're going to be doing the patch at 2 a.m. and then the server should be up at 4 a.m. My alarm is for 4 a.m. So theoretically, assuming there's not an extended downtime tomorrow, we should be good to go to start at our normal start time. If they are late, I will be late. I'm not going to do something else tomorrow morning. I will wait for the servers to come up for Dune Awakening. And then that's going to be the main jam for the next probably week, maybe longer. The plan right now is going to be to play Dune Awakening in the mornings, and then in the afternoon streams, I'll come back and do this in the afternoons. And then Thursday night, we'll be playing Enshrouded. So tonight's Monday night. So Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, we're going to play Enshrouded. But then Borderlands 4 drops on the 12th? Hang on a minute. I gotta check my calendar. Which is Friday. So on Friday evening, we will stream Borderlands 4. And then we'll do that for a few days until I finish the campaign. And then we'll be back to No Man's Sky and Enshrouded in the afternoon streams. And then just for those of you who are watching, I think at the moment I'm planning on keeping this character after I finish the expedition. And I'm gonna play another... At least that's the current idea, is that I'm gonna play this as a regular, along with Enshrouded for the evenings, potentially in the mornings as well, in between other projects. I had debated whether I was gonna play Dying Light: The Beast. I may skip that one. I'm not convinced yet, because I feel like I'm spread a little thin, and I would like to sink my teeth a little bit more and just spend some more time in I really want to put more time into Enshrouded for sure, because they've got a big update coming in October. I would like to spend more time here, to actually get the autophage done, build a decent ship. I'll have some more thoughts as we move forward. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow for Dune Awakening, and tomorrow afternoon for some more No Man's Sky. Yes, I do need more days in the weeks, for sure. New drops for Dune. Have they published? Let me check really quick. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say. I can tell you that yes, I know, but I don't know if they have published that information publicly. So let me double check if I'm allowed to say anything. I don't. Just give me 2 seconds here. I don't see anything saying that I can't say anything. Drops are going to be available for the weekend. There will be new drops. Yes. Not tomorrow, though. The new drops will be in coordination with the free weekend that's coming this weekend. So, the rest of the week, no drops, but it looks like drops are going to be available for the weekend for Dune Awakening. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. By the way, that rain sounds really cool on the ship.